All right, folks, this is Harvard's coach, Darryl Johnson. I want to introduce my very special guest. James has been in the digital marketing world for 14 years. And to put that in perspective, that's longer than some people who use digital marketing are actually even on the planet. We have kids doing TikTok and running businesses. So I'm really excited to pick his brain today. I've asked him to kind of bring some key elements and key action steps that a business owner could use in the digital marketing space to improve the quality of their lead generation or the ability to have service to their clients. So I'm going to turn it over to James here. And, if you have any questions, you can hit me up after in the comments and we will go from there. And James, thanks so much for joining me on this beautiful Friday morning here in San Diego. And I appreciate you giving up your time for the audience to learn a few things about digital marketing. So what would you say that the number one action step people should do that probably are not doing if they own a business?
All right, well, good morning and hello. And I didn't know you were in San Diego as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just start earlier than me.
I'm kind of an early morning person.
No problem. I thought, I was like, he must be on the East Coast and want to have an 8 o'clock meeting. No, well, it really depends on the type of business. I mean, there's so many different types. You got startups and you got e-commerce business and you got brick and mortar business owners. So it really depends on which one you want to talk about.
Well, let's say you're in the e-commerce space or you're doing something with digital products or drop shipping or something like that. What would be a great action step for someone in that space to do?
I would say one of the biggest things that a lot of people will neglect in that space is building up their own online resume. Because when you're shopping online, whether it's e-commerce or anything, or even when anybody wants to do business with you, they look at your online presence. So you want to make sure that you have an online presence so that you and your company look very professional. So whether it's a LinkedIn company page, maybe, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, a nice website. And then one of the biggest things with those in the e-commerce is your reputation management. So whether your Google business page, do you have enough reviews on there? On your Yelp, are you getting reviews on Yelp? And they are, especially Yelp, I don't know if you've seen it lately, but they are, everyone's being reviewed on there. You could be a doctor, a chiropractor, you could be a dry cleaner. It's not just bars and restaurants anymore on Yelp, real estate agents, mortgage brokers. I mean, Yelp is getting ranked on there. So if you don't have a good online presence, when someone goes to buy something from you via like e-commerce, they might go, I don't know this person, let me check out their website, let me check out their social, let me make sure they're a real legit company before I make this purchase and put my credit card, add my credit card into the shopping cart. So that'd be the one big thing that I think a lot of these people neglect is how they look and how they're perceived. And then we've sort of become in a review type world. I don't know if you know that Lyft and Uber drivers are actually rating us back.
Mm-hmm. I did that, and that's
yeah. I was on there. I was like, how did I get a 4.7? I'm like a really nice guy. Like,
yeah, I had the same thing. I saw that I got 4.8 or 4.9. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. What did I do to take a star?
So that's just the beginning of it. I mean, I heard in China they already have a rating system there, and then our rating system here now is a lot based on what you were just saying something earlier, like that person has 1 million TikTok followers, or that person has 10,000 10 million Instagram people, or so people are already rating and judging you. So just to circle back to your question, if you are a business and you want someone to spend money with you, that person's going to do a little due diligence. You're just going to make sure you look right. And even that you might be new, you might be starting out, and you may not have as much as a established business. You have to have a presence. You have to start somewhere and just build it over time. So, when I started with my social media years ago, I had 10,000 people. Now I have probably over 200,000 people. So I didn't wake up one day with it. It just took time to build up that presence.
Right. Well, I think that's a really good action step to take, is people get excited about how easy it is to start business nowadays, especially online businesses where you don't have to store product. And I agree with you that the how you appear, because everybody appearances are everything, everybody has a 5-second window of attention, and they will definitely, and it's easier than ever to do research on a company. Google, you
Yeah.
can look at their social media sites, and so that is a really good tip. And I think you're right. A lot of people don't put enough attention to that. They're just like, well, my service is amazing, or I'm an amazing person. That's great, but you're going to be chosen based upon how professional you come across. So let's shift gears. So if I'm a brick and mortar business and I have to store actual product, so obviously you want to have a good website or online presence. What would be a great way to bring traffic into a brick and mortar location using digital marketing? And obviously that's a huge question, but specifically, if you have you're not a recurring service, not a gym, or you're not a health spa or doctor's office, you actually sell tangible products. What would be something smart to do for someone in that business space?
Well, in that business space, you want to have an offer and on your website, which is going to entice them to contact you. So, you're asking people to make a sale, or the beginning of your question was traffic. So before we get traffic, we want to make sure that we have our website set up with some kind of call to action, some type of sales funnel, some types of lead capture. Just like you had said, in the first 5 seconds, they go to a website. If they just have to look and scroll and try to find what they even went to that website for, a lot of people will just bounce out. Your bounce rate will be horrible. So you want to make sure above the fold, the very first part of your website, you have some type of offer, a lead capture, let's, get a free report on this device, or get a free something, or just get some kind of lead capture. Because if you don't get their either email or their phone number, then they're just a visitor. And then they may not come back. And if they do come, you can always retarget them, along the way. So that would be one way. And then not sadly, if done smartly, paid marketing is the way to go, because you can talk with paid marketing, whether it's on Facebook or Google or anything, and all the AI that's out there, you can target and find your exact customer. Like, I have a mattress store client, and with the Google AdWords, it can find people that are searching for mattresses. And that, because Google knows that they're searching for mattresses, not necessarily my clients' mattresses, but they're searching for them. So I can position myself. Google's going to say these people are searching for mattresses, and then you can put your ad in front of them. So without using paid marketing, you have a longer haul, a longer road for people to find your website. It's not the field of dreams, build it and they will come. You have to you have to do some work. And you have to start with your on-site SEO, your off-site SEO, get your site looking good, build a nice home page or landing page. Or if you want to have your website look differently, then you're running paid ads, run it to a separate landing page, maybe on a ClickFunnels or lead pages, or build your own. Inside of WordPress now, there's so many plugins, you can build mini land page and just send people to a landing page instead of sending them to your website. So I think, just to keep it short, and I could talk for hours.
Oh my gosh, I actually did a video on this topic, and this is, and you actually brought something up. I'm going to change my question that I was going to ask you next. So a lot of folks are not familiar with retargeting. You mentioned that, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, in the business world, a lot of folks, they get in the business because they love what they do, love what they make, they're passionate. They don't understand how all this stuff works, the algorithms and the retarget. So if you could take a second and kind of explain what retargeting is. A lot of people have probably heard it, but they don't understand what that is. So could you kind of go into that a little bit? That might be a little bit much for some people, but I think
I'll go in it to the best of my ability. And I mean, I don't know all the deep down, the algorithm tools that are built into it.
Oh my
But
gosh,
from my understanding, we can use a platform like a Facebook or Google, or some of the other ones have a retargeting function. And there's actually some companies, I just can't think of that one name, that does retargeting. That's just their business. But So basically, when you visit a website, you always see the thing that pops up, accept cookies from this website and accept things. So when you want to see the website, so you say yes. So now, yeah, I visited that website, and now that website's going to follow me around the internet, whether it's in my Gmail, whether it's in my Facebook ads, whether it's in my Instagram ads, Twitter, uh, it just follows you around, like wherever you go. Like I was on my mobile app, and I know my mattress client example, and I do the retarget marketing for them. So I'm on my mobile app and I'm searching, and then an ad popped up on my mobile app, and I'm like, that's us. I go, I did it. It works. So that's really how it does, and it's good convert. It's lower cost for retargeting, remarketing, like the cost per click, because they've already kind of raised their hand that they want to hear from you. So the cost for remarketing is a lot lower. So that's something that you want to do, and it still falls back into take them to some type of landing page or a sales funnel or an offer, because otherwise your remarketing goes to a waste. So it's a funny story. Before this whole COVID thing hit, I was wanting to go to Sandals in Jamaica. So I went to the Sandals Jamaica website and made my presence known. And then I typed and I accepted the cookies. And then I saw some of their ads on like on Facebook or Instagram, and I started clicking on all their ads. Now, not anymore. This is a couple. They backed off from me because obviously I couldn't buy the trip because I couldn't fly there. But they were like following me around, and I was getting all these offers, and I was for Sandals Jamaica, and the offers kept getting better, as I kept going. So if there's something you really like or want, go to the company's website, click on a lot of their social ads, and they'll just follow you around until they give you a good price and make a deal for you. It's kind of a weird way to use the system, retargeting, but from a consumer's point, if you don't like it, then you can opt out of it. But if you do like it, you want to get a good deal. You ever seen those deals? There was one on an app. It was this app called Lose It. It's like a calorie counter app.
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like $40, and I was like, I don't know if I have 40. I don't know if I can use that. So I go to back out of it, and when a pop-up goes, we don't want you to go. We'll do it for 20. I'm like, oh, 20, okay.
$20, yeah. Oh, I can
So
deal
that's the example of not actually remarketing, but it's kind of a last chance pop-up, and that's what you can use in your remarketing, is to give those people that you already know raise their hand, give them one more chance to jump in and collect the prize.
Well, this is a good point of why I want to bring you on, because people don't understand how versatile digital marketing can be and how many options there are for it. And obviously, the average business owner isn't going to deep dive into it and learn all this stuff. So I really wanted I said, well, James is an expert in this field. I know business owners need this kind of service or this kind of marketplace presence. So that is useful. I think his information is fairly useful. And a lot of people just are kind of ignorant of the, passive. Everybody knows there's ads. Everybody knows Facebook will do ads, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a lot more to it, as we've already gone into. So that's just next question. So let's say I'm a business owner. I maybe have a landing page website, something really basic. What would be the best way? So social networking is one thing. Your paid ads is another thing. If I was a business owner and I was starting off and I with less than a year of business, what would you recommend as a strategy to maximize your presence and getting your message out for your product or your service or whatever it is you're doing? What do you think would be a simple strategy? What social media platforms would be best? What paid ad platforms would be best? And let's say I have a budget of $500 a month.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing the business owner should do is buy my course that teaches them all this. Sorry, shameless plug there. Teaches all these things in digital marketing, because you can't learn it all in one day. Mm-hmm. And what I also, and I can give any of your listeners access to this if they want, it's a 10-step digital marketing blueprint.
Okay.
And these are all the 10 things that every business should have and active in their marketing arsenal. I actually created this in 2010, and I update it every year, so it's up to date with today. Yeah, so it's not some a dinosaur from way back in 2010. you know, so it's I update it every year. So I think, you know, I redate it, and you know, I mean, because I think the very first one had MySpace marketing on it.
Oh, oh
No, it
yes.
did. No, it was after MySpace, I said, but it was near the end. But some of the things that 10 years ago I was doing are different now, and there's so much more in the game. So you're asking some of the platforms and things that are out there, and we all know I don't have any like top secret platform that I'm going to tell you to use. That I've seen a lot of ones come and go that they have a little splash in the water, but you know, when it comes down to it, it's really just the big social ones, which is the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Have some type of paid marketing on them, depending on what your product or service is. And then you know, Google AdWords. I've been running Google AdWords for the whole 14 years. I started running Google AdWords in 2007, 8, and I've watched that platform, and those guys are like genius. And I luckily I have 2 accounts that I'm managing for some of my clients, that I'm with them because I get to see all the new changes, and then you'll get like a Google Ads manager who, you know, although sometimes I know more than these Google Ad managers, I can tell they're new. I'm like, no, we do it. But there's so many new great tools that they have built into there. It's just unbelievable. And the problem that a lot of people get scared with paid marketing is they're like, oh, I don't like, you know, and well, there's a lot of it. You have to spend money on marketing, you know, you've got to. So the business owners who maybe aren't using Google AdWords, I think they should look at it, but you also need someone that's a professional at it to do it. If you do it as a layman with little skill, you're going to lose money. You're just going to burn money. And that's what's happened to probably every business owner that I have talked to. Oh, I tried Google AdWords. Yeah. Oh yeah, I tried. Okay. Yeah, you tried it, but did I try it? So there's a whole different ballgame in those two.
Okay.
So yeah, so that would be just to stick with the top ones that are out there. You know, I've seen some of my guys that I know are doing this TikTok ads and Instagram Reels training and things like that. And it really depends on what type of business you're for. I am more of a brick and mortar business marketing person. I've worked with a lot of startups and mobile apps, and but a majority of it has been, you know, at one time I had 200 Massage Envy locations that I was managing all of them. I had a team under me that managed them. I created the plan for it, and I had a Verona casino, and then you know, I have this mattress store client for 10 years now. So I kind of stick with the brick and mortar space, but I have worked in the e-commerce and the other ones. So that's what I would say. Don't try to look for a get rich quick scheme and reinvent the wheel. Just educate yourself on how to leverage the Google Ads platform, the Facebook business ads platform, the Instagram ads, and then when you decide to do that, make sure you have a compelling offer, and you have a sales funnel, and you have a follow-up system, and you have email marketing, and you're remarketing. You got to, all these things are listed in the free
Well,
10-step plan. I'll send you the link to.
oh, I appreciate that. So that, and I really, I do, I'm happy you're able to offer that, because again, like I talked about before, a lot of folks, they don't know that side of the business marketing. And obviously the old time guys, you know, we're used to the phone book and flyers and
Yeah,
that
penny saver.
Oh yes, penny saver. So all right, well, James, I really appreciate your time. So how can people get a hold of you? I'm going to have all the links they need. This will be on a couple different platforms, so however they view this content. But so tell them, you know, what's there? You have I know you have a Facebook, obviously. That's how I saw you.
Yeah.
A website, and man, I really appreciate you sharing that PDF. It's valuable information. I will have a link to all the material that you share with us, so my viewers and supporters can see that. So let us know how we can find you.
Well, the easiest way is to Google Google James Hickey San Diego, and I'll take the whole page.
It's almost like you know what you're doing.
Yep, and honestly, James Hickey is an oddly popular name. Believe it or not, there's a lot of them. There's an artist in LA, and there's a coach for the Houston Astros, and there's a couple of Commanders. So I couldn't, James Hickey, just straight up James Hickey. I'm in there, but I don't have the whole page. But if you just put James Hickey San Diego dominance,
Could you spell
but
that for the folks who might be viewing this
or
audio?
yeah, James James Hickey, or you could visit my website James M for Michael Hickey.com, jamesmhickey.com. And the link I send you, I can do it either way. I'll talk to you about it after. I can send you just send you the PDF directly, or I can send you a link where they can download it themselves on their own time. So that'd be the way to get a hold of me. And if you are a business owner listening to this and would like a consultation, I do free 30-minute consultations. So use the jamesmhickey.com, get on there, and we'll talk marketing. No pitch.
Fantastic. James, I really appreciate your time. I know I got you out of bed early for this interview. But yeah, I'm in San Diego, and so we'll have to catch up in person sometime soon. But thanks so much for your time, James. I really appreciate you sharing with our audience.
All right, my friend. Take care.
Thank you.
Peace.